Alrighty. So you are
My name's Jim Orbis.
Jim Orbis,
Yep.
and you're out here today because worship is essential. What makes you say that?
That I believe that for me, I'll speak for myself that freedom of religion is one of our primary rights. It's an inalienable right. I believe that it's from God. Therefore, no human law can take that away.
Okay.
And I think that it's absolutely wrong that first time in the history of Minnesota that all houses of worship are 100% closed down. Never done before.
So the governor in your eyes is overstepping his authority.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
And how would you respond to the answer that, or the retort or the argument that we're just trying to protect the people?
That's what he's trying to do now.
I think that it's a well-meaning but non-lawful answer.
Okay.
I believe. Can I?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So I believe that that's a really common argument, but I'm an individual, and my health is my right. My health privacy is my right. We have HIPAA laws that anything to do with my health is my private choice.
Right.
My private information.
Right.
So I don't like anything that supersedes me being, I have to take risks. I have to decide. I have to look at what's...
Every time you get in your car.
Yeah. I'm just a fan of that. It's like, I think that we need to be proportional. So, yeah.
Would you say that the Constitution of the United States, being specifically worded in a way so as to strip away from elected officials the power to infringe on any list of unalienable rights, including those enumerated within the Constitution, do you see those things as God ordained or God given?
Not quite sure if I understand.
So the way the Constitution and the way the Declaration of Independence is worded, it makes it very clear that things like the practice and freedom of religion are given to us, granted to us, not by the government or by elected officials, but by God.
Yeah.
That's literally the front.
So
that's the front. There's no reason why.
Is the Constitution granting us something, and therefore it's amenable to change, or is it I shouldn't say only, but more specifically, is it stating what are natural and fundamental to the core of being a human being?
I think it's in the second category. I think, people are coming from different perspectives. Madison's coming from a different perspective than Tom Jefferson or John Adams. Mm-hmm. And so, I think we can fundamentally agree as Americans that, like the natural law argument. I don't know if you're familiar with that.
Yep.
Yeah. So
very.
So yeah. That's why I think something as fundamental as freedom of thought, freedom of travel, right of, to be secure in your person against searches and seizures. There's so many things that are being pushed past what I think are reasonable boundaries right now, and those are completely just, I believe they're absolutely our natural rights. And for me, I would attribute them to God. I attribute them to God.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
that's the natural state of human beings.
Right. Absolutely. Yeah. And that's what I was trying to ask it without being too leading.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm not a professional.
Yeah,
I just do this for fun. So I see you're wearing a surgical mask, a medical mask. I would assume that means you believe that COVID-19 is a legitimate threat to in general to health.
No, I would say that it's I'm wearing.
And I use threat in a very wide way.
Yeah. No, what it is for me it's an accommodation to fearful people.
Okay.
I drive Uber
Okay.
right now. I'm locked out of my regular job. But I look at what I'm doing as a customer. It's customer service, but I also feel like I'm doing a civic good, keeping transportation going when like our public transportation is too polluted or infected or like not running. I have to wear a mask. I don't believe. I already think I had it in the fall. I already think
A lot sooner than everybody said it was here.
Yeah, and so like I wear it basically for fearful neighbors.
Awesome.
Not because I'm afraid.
Right.
Yeah.
Because
I wear it out of consideration.
You're doing a responsible and right thing, and you're loving your neighbor like you love
that's
yourself.
hopefully, yeah.
I read that somewhere once.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate that. I'm going to ask one more question, and you can answer it however you see fit. If the governor were to come out here and talk to you, and your name's Jim, correct?
Yep.
If the governor was going to come out here and ask you one question, what would you have him do? What would your response to that be?
But I know firsthand.
Open it all up.
But I still.
Would you have started with churches and places of worship first? Or never have shut them down, obviously.
This to me is my, like, I'm willing to die for this.
Wow.
I'm currently on a total fast. If I was political, I would call it a hunger strike. So until worship happens, I'm not eating food.
Wow.
And my heart in that is not manipulation. My heart in that is that I'm in mourning.
Makes perfect sense.
Because, like, never in the history of my state has God, whatever is called God, whatever is an object of worship, been so discounted and so considered at such a low and non-worth, like a worthless level. It's painful to me that Target is open and somehow that can roll. I can't get communion.
Right.
Jews can't get Passover.
Right.
Muslims can't pray in Ramadan. You know, like.
Wow.
So I think the pain.
You're watching out for your neighbor.
The pain people are feeling is really real.
I agree, 100%. Well, I appreciate your time.
Yeah,
thank you very much. As always, thanks for watching the video. Thanks for being open-minded. Thanks for listening. I would ask that over here in the corner, somewhere on your screen, you hit the subscribe button. It's important, not for me, but because mainstream media, legacy media, isn't going to get the word out. They're not going to let people who don't toe the established line speak. So for the sake of liberty and for the sake of the defense of this nation, small little independent voices like mine need to be heard, especially the interviews. It's got very little to do with my commentary and a lot more to do with the interviews and the people who are affected when liberties are tread on. So once again, hit the subscribe button, like, subscribe, and share. Thank you very much.